The goal of this video is to attempt to show how to turn your water back on safely if you've had it off for a while. First thing is you're going to turn off all the faucets and the outdoor spigots in the house. The next step is, if possible, place somebody in the house or outside of the house at the spots that you think were most likely to freeze. In my case, it was an outdoor spigot that was probably most likely to freeze, so that's where I'm going to be out here with my lovely wife. Her job is to listen or look for anything that sounds like a leak. If possible, have as many people as you can around the house. I'm going to call her on her cell phone here, so that way she can talk to me while I am out at the water main. So once you're out at the water main, look for a gauge, something that tells you whether or not water's flowing. In my case, this little triangle turns when water's flowing, or these numbers are changing. They do at the same time. So that way I can see whether water is flowing or not into the house. I'm going to open the water back on, and I can tell it's in the closed position because this has this little hole that's lined up with the one beneath it. And that's what the city would put a lock in if I didn't pay my bill, and so I know it's in the closed position. And so I'm going to turn it, but I'm not going to turn it a full 90 degrees. I'm going to turn it just a little bit while I ask English, do you see anything or hear anything funny outside?
No, everything looks good.
Okay, please go check the other outdoor spigot and all the other sinks anywhere water would be flowing. See if you see anything or hear anything.
Got it.
Okay, so while she's going out there looking or hearing for anything funny, I'm going to be watching this dial. This dial should stop within about 15 seconds or so, because that should mean all the pipes in your house are pressurized. If water continues to flow and you're sure you have everything off, then that might mean you have a leak. If English doesn't see anything or hear anything funny after she goes to all the places in the house where you have water coming out normally, then I'm going to fully open back up to full pressure, and in my case that's 90 degrees here, and water is fully on. At that point, you see my dial doesn't show anything spinning, so that means that I don't have a leak. After your water's been on for a while and you're pretty sure you have no leaks, if you'd like to make sure you actually have the pressure that you think you should at your house, you can get one of these. This is a water pressure gauge. You can either just type it in Amazon, water pressure gauge, or Lowe's has them if they're in stock. And then you're going to take it, connect it to any outdoor faucet, and that's what that thread is meant for. Tighten it as tight as you can. And then you're going to watch these dials as I turn on the water. These dials on mine need to be reset all the way down to the bottom because the black shows us what it stabilizes at. The red is the highest it ever reached. I'm going to turn on the water. You can see that mine stabilized at about 60 psi. It's going up a little bit as water flows. And then the highest it ever reached was about 71. Normal water pressure in a house is 30 to 80 psi. In fact, it's not supposed to be higher than 80. So this is good. It's just about right. And that's it. If you think you do have a leak, keep that water main shut off until someone can get out there and help you fix it. If you don't have a leak, you're going to continue using your water and just keep an eye on it. Always looking at that water main to see if water is flowing when it shouldn't be. And also, as you use your water, you might notice that there would be some air in the pipes. And so I especially noticed that on our second floor shower. And as we would use it for a few minutes, you're going to hear sputtering, just air that's leaving the pipes. That shouldn't last for more than a few minutes on any faucet. Make sure to test all of your faucets after you have water pressure back up. Make sure each one of them is flowing. There are other steps that you could add to this video. Some people have water shutoffs in the garage. I do not. Or you could also add the hot water heater. But this is the basic idea for turning it back on safely and hopefully getting you back to normal with water flowing.